Hey everybody, I promised you a second video tonight, so here it goes. I'm going to talk about paced bottle feeding. I like to use paced bottle feeding if I'm supplementing a breastfed baby, or if I'm sending a baby to childcare, or we have a date night out and I don't want the baby to figure out that bottle feeding could potentially be easier than breastfeeding. So any of your support people that are going to be feeding the baby, if it's other than you, they really need to learn paced bottle feeding so that you don't call me the next day crying saying your baby is refusing to breastfeed. That breaks my heart. Although a lot of times we can fix it. It's just for all the girls that are watching this that have been through breast aversion, it is definitely a very unhappy weekend. So here is an example of just a standard bottle and a slow flow nipple. So the nipple could say 0, it could say the letter N. For Avent, I think it's a 1. So you just have to look online. I don't know about all the different newer bottles, but you don't need to spend a great deal of money on bottles. It's just not necessary. You can just use just a regular nipple and a regular bottle. So the deal is you hold the baby upright or even sideline facing away from you. But if there's their nose and here's their chin, the bottle is in this direction, okay? So it's a 90-degree angle for the baby's face and where the bottle is, all right? When you go to give them the bottle, nose to chin, they open their mouth wide, and then you reward them, okay? So you'll notice that the baby will start sucking. Now, you don't want them to be on the end, of course. You want them to be all the way up to the collar and make sure those lips are nice and flanged out. And they're gonna use the exact same muscles to pull the milk out of the bottle that they do to pull the milk out of the breast. So you can actually see some bubbles at the top of the bottle where the milk is. You can kind of see that baby pulling. And count, 7 sucks or whatever, or just a few sucks, and then take the bottle away, okay? Another option is just to tip the bottle down. It's really your preference. If I can take it away and let them have a few deep breaths and just kind of relax, that's my goal. But if it was a baby that's kind of a challenge to bottle feed, which can happen, then I typically leave it in. I just tip it down, wait for that deep breath, and then I let them start again. So the goal is, if it's 15 cc's, if it's an ounce, if it's 2 ounces, whatever the amount is, you want to pace that feeding to mimic how long it would take them to breastfeed. So if I am supplementing a breastfeeding baby in the interim to help them gain weight or to give mommy a little rest, then typically I would say let the bottle last about 15 minutes while mom's pumping. If it's when they go to daycare or date night, or you're at Target, whatever, and somebody's giving them a replacement bottle, then definitely let them learn that paced bottle feeding. And really the bottle should take about 15 minutes. I get calls all the time from moms that say, oh my gosh, that baby was starving. She just sucked down the milk. And usually it's a gravity issue, right? So if the baby's staring up the ceiling and the milk is going this way, right? Because we're holding our baby like that, then the milk's going so much quicker than what the baby can control. They don't really have a choice. They need to suck it down. So paced bottle feeding is doing just that. It's setting a slower pace and really allows them to control the flow of milk. It's great to use for the temporary when you're supplementing to help strengthen those muscles. And it's a great alternative if moms are needing to get a little extra stimulation with the breast pump to let the baby still get the breast milk, or even the formula if they need it, while mommy's pumping for stimulation. So paced feeding is something that I teach several times a day. And if you have a pediatrician's appointment where they're wanting your baby to gain a little more weight, or you're worried about wet and dirty diapers, or you're having any issues, I always recommend you reach out to a lactation consultant. Me or anybody else are happy to talk about how to safely bottle feed. And you can always come in. You can always bring your baby to support group, or when we have support group on Zoom starting on Wednesday, we can always practice with paced bottle feeding. And let me know if you have any questions.